Hey guys, it's Roots. I'm finally back. Been doing not too much, just kind of organizing a little bit. You know how it is in the summer and the fall. A lot of things you're trying to get done before winter comes. Winter, Anyway, today we're going to be doing a rose water facial cream. You know, roses are so excellent for the complexion. Smell is nice. Really good for mature skin. Helps with the supple. That's the word. I'm spitting out the wrong words today. Subtle is when you're... But anyway, we're going to do the first part, then I'll come back and show you exactly how to make it. But first we have to steep something. I could have done this earlier, but I wanted to show you the process. This is the last of my little rose petals. I picked them this morning and put them in the refrigerator so that they were fresh. You can also freeze these if you have lots of rose bushes and you don't know what to do with them, because you can put them in salads, soups, anything. They're full of vitamin C. But the first part of this video, I'll just say a bowl full, because you're going to use it for a couple of different things. Make sure you pick the bugs out. There's one bug left, but that's okay. Just a bowl of rose petals. And I also like to put rose hips, which is the fruit of the rose once the petals fall off. Just a teaspoon of that. Oh, we dropped the top, but we'll leave it there because we can't pick it back up. And we're doing this with hot water. It's distilled water, and we're going to steep it. I won't give you a measurement because it depends on how much you're making. All we're doing is steeping this like you would a tea, and we're going to let that steep for about an hour, because with this is all rose water is. It's distilled water from the petals of the roses. Some of the essential oils stay in just a little bit, but basically this is a quick and easy way, well, I should say quick and inexpensive way, to kind of make a rose water infusion. And I'm going to set this to the side because I want that to do what it does. Let me move the water. The rose water cream has rose petals, of course. We're going to actually use the water off of that. These are beeswax granules, and we used 3 tablespoons of that. If you have the block beeswax, just grate it up and get 3 tablespoons off of it. This is lanolin. You know, it's from sheep's wool. Real sticky, waxy type of substance. Helps the skin hold on to moisture. Really thick, but once you have whipped this up into a cream, lanolin is a common thing in most creams, also in a lot of hair preparation. So if you say, well, I'm not putting that heavy wax on my face, you'd be surprised how many of your beauty products actually have lanolin in them. This is aloe vera juice. I know the bottle says gel, but I have a big bottle of juice, which I pour out of so it's more manageable. And that is 3 tablespoons of the juice. No, actually it's 2. So that's 3, 3, 2. And this is grapeseed oil. Let me cover up the brand. You can use olive oil, any kind of oil that you like, or if you don't have allergies or whatever. I had a lot of grapeseed oil, so that's what I use. So we have 1/2 a cup, which is 4 ounces of grapeseed oil, 2 tablespoons of the aloe vera juice, 3 tablespoons of lanolin, 3 tablespoons of beeswax. And after the rose petals are done infusing, you will see a color change in the water slightly, and we'll come back and we will use 4 tablespoons of the infused rose water. But I'll come back in about an hour, and then we'll get this cream started. The tools that you're going to need for this are a spoon, of course, measuring spoon, a blender, and a rubber spatula. But I'll be back in a minute. Hey guys, we're back. I think about 45 minutes has elapsed, and I've let the rose petals infuse. You can do it overnight, but if you're going to do a rose petal infusion overnight, I suggest you let it steep for maybe about 20 minutes or so, and then put it in the refrigerator just to keep it fresh. Let's pan down, cameraman. Here is our rose petals with a little bit of rose hips. You can kind of see that they've withered a bit, and the color has changed. But we're going to strain that because we're wanting the water from it. We'll just stay on the table, baby. Have your strainer. And with this cream, as with most creams, try to keep it as clean or as sterile as possible. I sterilize most of the jars and things like that with hydrogen peroxide wipes, and heat sterilize most of the glass. That way less chance of germs, because with most natural products, I do not use commercial preservatives if I can help it. And you want to squeeze that too to get any little bit of essential oil that's left in the petals. And we'll sit that down. And I'm going to wipe some of that off. See how pretty and pink that is? We're going to get 4 tablespoons of the infusion, which is also 15 milliliters for the EU folks. 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to sit this to the side because we're going to use that for something else. Let me cover that up. And let me get my jar. The jar is a little bit warm to the touch, so if you see me turning it loose, that's what's happened. Alrighty. We have our melted beeswax and lanolin, and we're going to put that in. And the jar, the measuring cup I should say, is a little bit warm to the touch. Let me sit this down and get my spatula. You should always have a rubber spatula because what you're wanting to do is to make sure that you get every speck of it out that you can. There we go. Stir it around a little bit, making sure that we don't have any unmelted parts, and we don't. In this container we have the 1/2 cup or 4 ounces of the grapeseed oil and the 2 tablespoons or 30 milliliters of the aloe vera juice. And we're going to mix that in together. Alrighty. And we're going to take this all straight over to the blender. Will you come with me, young man? Because we're going to blend this in the blender. You could do it with an immersion mixer also, but we're wanting to do this in the blender. Some of the folks say you never do anything in the blender, but here we go. I want to make sure I get all of it, because you know I'm extra cheap and I don't like losing any of my product if I can help it. And this jar is a little bit hot too, because I did put the jar in the oven. And we're going to have a little bit of noise, so bear with me. Turn that off for a second. We're going to scrape it down. Also, any little bit that we have left in the jar, I'm going to put that in. As you can see, it takes seconds for this to emulsify into a cream. Where's my, there we go. See how thick that's already getting? It's not as thick as I would like it to be yet, and I'm going to blend it just a little bit more. And then I'm going to put the essential oils in. Let me get that now. Alrighty, while it's still blending, I turned that off just so you could hear me. We're going to put maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of vitamin E oil for the antioxidant and geranium for antimicrobial. This is geranium essential oil. And let me get my drops. I think that's about 5 drops. If you have rose essential oil, that'd be even better. I don't have that because I'm not going to buy it. There we go. And this is something I don't sell anyway, it's just for myself. You can make this a rose water cream, excellent for your face and complexion. You can do lavender. You can kind of pretty much do any infusion you want. You could not only use this on your face, which is what I use it for, you can also use it on your face. Alrighty, we're going to bring this back over to the table. And I'm going to bring this with us. And there we go. We got the blender. Alrighty, let's get our cream poured out into our jar. The jar has been sterilized and also heat sterilized. As it cools, it's going to thicken up. And make sure you scrape every bit of it out of the jar. You're not wanting to waste anything. Besides, for me especially, that is the last of my rose petals, and I don't have any more. So this is going to have to last me a while. This is something I will keep in the fridge. The geranium, which is antioxidant, not antioxidant, antimicrobial, and the vitamin E, which is antioxidant, will help keep it fresh a little bit longer. And where's my spoon? Nice and creamy. Smell is excellent. But like I said, if you have rose oil, it's even better. I'm going to sit this to the side because we have a twofer for this. Let me clear the deck a bit. We have our spray bottle, nice and glass. Oop, I don't want to drop it on the table. Our infused water that we have left over. We're going to pour some of that in our jar for our own little rose water itself. If it has a little bit of oil left over from the other things, that's fine. Not quite to the top. And this is vanilla extract. You know, I make vanilla extract. It is in vanilla beans that are infused in vodka. The vodka is going to act as a preservative. Plus the vanilla smells so wonderful. That's maybe a half a teaspoon. And we'll keep this in the fridge. Give it a good shake. And there you go, your own homemade rose oil. So China Doll 762, who asked me about what to do with her rose petals, this would be a good idea, especially fall is coming. This is the last of the roses, and some people have rose hips. Good way to, oh, that smells so good. Spray the face, spray the hair, and now you have your cream even. Do not stick your hands in your cream. Get you a small container and put a little bit in there if you wish, and take it upstairs to your bathroom. But with me, since I do this mainly at night, I just come down and get a spoonful and take it upstairs. Should last in the fridge 3 to 6 months, but of course always watch it for any smell, any changes in the color, if it looks like it's growing things, because we did not use any chemical preservatives. But rose water cream, let me show you the consistency as it's cooling. Not greasy, nice and smells so good. Let me rub a little bit on the skin. Feels good on the skin. How you like that, cameraman? But thanks guys, I'll see you later. Bye bye.